Good morning, guys. It's Moss Sajadi. Welcome to the Impact Sessions. It's a special Impact session. It's just that I have a long waiting list on people who want to connect with me and get that one-on-one. So we've opened up these Impact sessions for that purpose. So congratulations, guys. Awesome. It's going to be life-changing actually for many of you as I see it. So we'll just jump right in. All right. All right. So, I was reading some of the comments here. And again, those audience participants just listening in, this is a great opportunity, especially if you are in the Healing Mastery program, to really come into this space. And it allows you to understand how my abilities work, which is literally you have the same abilities, maybe a different version of it, but again, we all have access to the abilities that I have. And then somebody missed the 18 days. Is it possible to still sign up, or when is the next one? The next one is not June, but July. And then you can still listen to the recordings, almost as impactful for you, or you can actually do Zach and Emmy's meditation. I don't know if the team can post that on there, Zach and Emmy's meditation, or where they can get the replay of this past meditation, 18 days that just ended. All right, so let's go on to, just give me a second, guys. I have to get the list out. Going to Ashley. So we'll go to Ashley and then to Andrea. Where's Ashley? You'd have to unmute yourself. Oh,
I
there you
am. I'm here.
go. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Hi, great. Thank you for this
Good.
opportunity.
Awesome. So hopefully, guys, we're gonna keep it at time. Uh, so we'll do that for sure. Is there anything specific or special you want to work on, Ashley?
Love and finance.
Okay. So yeah. So take a breath in. Are you ready for it? Yeah, you're ready for it. So a lot of times, it seems like you've done, the XI work. Does that make sense for you? You've
Yes.
changed quite a bit.
It's been a
And
few years.
yeah, so it's really great. Again, you look very vibrant, very, very different than from, say, from your previous, which is really cool. Ashley, take a breath in and just notice your spine. So I can't read your history as well. It's kind of grayed out for me, which is really good because literally what you've done is like literally created a new file structure or a new, say, new identity, and um, you've you've changed yourself in dimensions of time and space. So, and this is where you might not remember your childhood as well, or it might be like a whole different person for you. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And this past 18 days, a lot of that cleared out completely. So I actually noticed I can no longer reference those past
Okay.
timelines.
Really beautiful, really beautiful. Again, so it's again in dimensions of yourself rather than your psychology. Okay. The reason why I say that, and just to create a strong foundation, is that you have a clean slate for finances and abundance. So I'm just helping you. I'm helping you rewire what finance and abundance means, the mathematics, because you don't want to follow today's society, because basically if you want to become abundant, then you'd have to sacrifice yourself, you have to destroy yourself, and maybe those were patterns of the past for you. So now you're rewriting those equations for you, and that's what you're here for. Relationships doesn't mean that you lose yourself. You want to connect with a relationship that is a more enhancing, more expansive for you. It allows you to become more expansive. That's what relationships are, by the way. Not about sacrificing yourself. But when you do that and expand, or you have a nurturing environment to expand, it allows them to expand as well. So it's very nice for you. So you're ready for that. Um, it's almost like you'll be on your first date. No matter how many dates you've had in the past or relationships you've had in the past, everything will feel new to you. That's how much you've reset yourself. Finances as well. So, so what that means is, well, you're new. You're new to dating. You're new to creating, say, income. or generating wealth. And you're not, take a breath in, hon, just notice this area. So if you're new, you might be a little awkward, okay? Like dating and stuff like that, because you're not going to want to run society's patterns, which is really good. So you're going to create your own infrastructure or your own definitions on what dating is, what intimacy is, and all those things. The same thing with career as well. But when you're creating something from scratch, it takes a little longer, but obviously it's more robust for you. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I've noticed the awkwardness.
Yes. So it's because there's no reference points, or you didn't take it from your mom's pattern or your dad's pattern, or it's just like blank for you.
Yeah.
And that's the key. Okay. So don't worry about that. It's not a bad thing. It's actually really great. Then this way you can control it any way that you need to or want to. Breath in again. So with this awkwardness, the first few, say, getting into relationships might be a little awkward. The first few, from what I'm saying, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the first four, just to give you a clue, the first four relationships that you get into, and these relationships could be just like having coffee with somebody, and that's it, you know. And then basically what you go is like, instead of taking like years to figure out that that person's not right for you, maybe back in the day, you would have like coffee and you go, yep, I see the signs. It's a no. No matter how attractive they are and all that stuff, you just have a deeper knowing. So follow your heart space right here. It's not your heart, it's your solar plex. Not your solar plex, the sternum bone. That is kind of feels like an indicator for you. Okay. This feels like an indicator for you, hon. So follow your sternum bone. Does that make sense for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. You'll literally get pulled towards that person if they're right for you, or literally you'll feel like somebody's pushing your chest back. It's that powerful, even with finances. And the last bit is, before we move on, take a breath in, hon. Again, helping you just rewrite all the equations of society and do it the right way. So, when people generate wealth, what they do is they lose themselves into and create wealth. That's part of the recipe as well, hence a sacrifice. But basically, as you ascend, you generate wealth, or you attract wealth to you. So, it's a difference there.
I've felt that, and I've found myself acknowledging patterns that I previously had where I would resist what was available to me.
Yeah. So that's all set as well, which is really nice. So again, just remember the awkwardness for you. It's okay. You're going to be different than other people, which is okay because you don't want to be like other people anyway. Okay. And then that confidence will go forward for you. Nice job.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We'll go to, is it Andre or Andre? Andre?
Hi, Mars. Andre here.
Hey, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. Excited.
Good. Yeah. Anything special you want to work on? You're really becoming a masculine man.
Oh,
Uh,
nothing special. Just a scan.
okay. So you're becoming a masculine man. So what that means is that, say, the burdens of your mom. I don't know if you're a caretaker for your mom, or did say like,
Yes, that was a topic in the past you worked on.
yep. Yeah. So I can't, again, with you, again, I can't quite tell, because those say life files are, they're still there, but again, they're not part of your living files. It's like an accounting year. It's like you filed that away and you start fresh. That way, you're not commingling like old lifetimes, old patterns, your mom or dad's patterns, and so on like that, your life. So this is a completely different version of you. Again, most of you are like that, which is really nice. Take a breath in. So this allows you to become or re-identify yourself as a solid, more stronger. Again, I bring it back to masculinity. So it's like a true XI man. So it's really nice. So I think in the past, especially in the groin area, taking care of your mom. Did your mom and dad divorce when you were young? Or
No, but they wanted to, but they didn't.
okay, yeah,
And
that's even got it.
I think
So
I was very upset uh,
yeah,
at that time.
yep. And that being upset, Andre, is sure you might be upset with your mom and dad separating and so on like that, but I think a lot of that upsetness comes is like, or you feel that and then you'll attach it to something more physically experiential. So what that means is that you'd be upset, but the underlying reason that I see is because your mom starts to move away from having a connection with your dad, but she still needs a male figure to latch onto or to be supported. Does that make sense too? And then she would latch onto you and then push all her burdens onto you. And you're a young kid. So what that means is that you start to morph into, say, a feminine frequency. Does that make sense? So you get upset. You get upset for unknown reasons, because it's frequencies and most people aren't attuned to their frequencies, but you get upset because mom is invading your space, although you'd be attached to your mom, which is, does that make sense for you, how that works?
Yeah, but I have a question concerning that. I feel so little generally. I have an issue with feelings. And can you see what happened to me, or is that the cause?
Yeah. So one, your mom, again, so your mom starts to hate men, so to speak, because she can't trust men. You're a man. She doesn't want you to turn out to be like your dad. So, so on and so on. So all those things kind of like literally numb you or dumb you down. So pay attention to your midsection there, the groin area, as that starts to rejuvenate itself back to your original form. You might feel numb, Andre, because you're actually awakening before you didn't even know you were numb as a masculine being, right? You would kind of go through life without emotions and so on, and you would just think it's normal, so to speak. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Yeah. So now you're going, shit, this isn't normal. Why do I feel numb in situations? Why? So today you might experience that you're kind of floating through your life, but you're not in life. That's always happened to you, but now you're awake to go, gosh, I'm floating through life. I'm not, it's like you're behind the veil and then life is happening here and you're an observer to your life. So you don't feel anything.
Yes.
And that's how you, that's how you protected yourself back in the day. So take a breath in. Now that you've cleaned all that stuff out with the XI and whatever you've done, can we put you back into the stream of life, basically, or the stream of consciousness?
Excellent. Yeah.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, that's my biggest wish, to feel people, to feel my surroundings,
Yep.
to feel the frequencies and feel everything. That's my biggest wish.
Yep. So the consequence for this, Andre, just to let you know, is that at first, it's like you'll be hypersensitive to everything because everything's so new. So everything will just be like in your face, which is really cool. So just to have fun with that, and then after a while, you'll get used to it, and it'll just be more comfortable for you. Because you will feel, especially like feminine frequencies. If some woman is having a problem, you probably feel her issues and so on, and then you learn how to again observe that she has problems, or if it's a man having a feminine frequency, but they won't absorb into you. that make sense? So,
Okay.
okay. So take a breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How did that feel for you?
I don't really know.
Okay.
But I have an issue with the visuals and the pedestal in the 18 days.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think that's connected, isn't it?
Yes, that's all connected because again, your real self is outside of where so you've pulled yourself out of your identity. Yeah, you pulled yourself out of your identity just because again, it's safer that way. So now I'm helping you come into your identity. It might take a little bit for you. I would take a nap after this and it'll help you reset. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're on your way. I connected you. Again, it might take a little lag time for you to like say step into yourself because you're just a little afraid that you're gonna be taken advantage of or used. So as soon as that moves on, you'll be fine. All right.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. We'll go to Summer and then to Kitty. Hey, Summer, how are you?
Hi, Moss. So happy to see you. Thank you for
Oh,
letting
nice seeing
me.
you. Sweetie. Oh, absolutely. Anything special you want to work on?
Um, yeah, there's so much, but most importantly, I wanted to ask you about. I just want to get rid of my lifetime of health issues and being hit in car accidents, having injuries. I've been slowing down all my medications, detoxing my system. I understand I need to work on my self-talk, but I just want to see what else I can do and if there's any other patterns I need to focus on so I can move into starting a new career, have like a healthy relationship,
Mhm.
and just move forward.
Yeah. So the number one thing, Summer, is that you really have to give yourself credit from where you've been to where you are now. Okay. Yes, you still have some, a little bit ways to go, but you really are at a breaking point. Literally, when you break this, and it's not too long, when you break this again, it's just like a complete. It's like a switch that turns on. And then it turns off your old life. It literally is. You wake up one morning and it's like, whoa, I'm very different. But to get to that point, it feels like you're going to be in a death experience. Again, it's because of the abuse and all that stuff that you've gone through in the past. Because so your old self is dying and it does feel like a death to you. So don't fall into that trap. Don't abuse yourself. Watch your medication so you don't take too much, or sometimes you might get forgetful, so to speak, on what you took and all that. Does that make sense for you so far?
Yes, I've certainly been on a lot, and I've been slowly
Yeah.
decreasing all of them and just trying to
Uh,
decrease out.
yep. So I'm not a doctor, can't say but you could probably do it faster
Okay.
from what I'm seeing. You really have to come into trusting yourself and knowing that you can take it. I think in the past, say medications or being ill were like, say, a crutch to you, where it gave you an excuse not to get abused. But
Absolutely.
then, yeah, so that pattern, then what happens though is that crutch becomes it starts to abuse you.
I,
So, and this is where you are. It's a breaking point. You can't go backwards. You can't like have other people abuse you anymore.
no.
Two, you can't abuse yourself. The car accidents and stuff like that is literally at a deeper level because nobody outside is abusing you. You would have to create scenarios because again, the abuse pattern was so strong for you that you would have to create scenarios where you would get into strange car accidents and strange situations, just weird shit that would happen to you. That's how powerful your materialization abilities are. So, Summer, instead of like creating that, let's just switch that over where you can materialize, say, a more abundant scenario for yourself rather than an abusive scenario for yourself, because that's all you knew. That's all you were comfortable with. So take a breath in. Another, and I'll just work with scenarios for you or analogies just to get you out of your mind. Pay attention to your liver and your gallbladder. You might want to do a liver and gallbladder flush.
Okay.
Just because it'll clean out your system. Your system is really coming online. It's getting healthier, and it might reject again the medications or whatever that you think is good for you. So it's like I don't need that anymore. Does that make sense? But your mental mind is going, well, I need to do this because it says take it 3 times a day or whatever. So if it doesn't feel right, again, I'm not a doctor or anything, but if it doesn't feel right, you might want to question how often and so on. Okay. And if it doesn't feel right, well, try it. Don't take it and see what happens to you. It's not like if you don't take it, you're not going to die. It's not those kind of prescriptions anyway. So breath in. You might even find yourself leaving your pill box or whatever at home, or you might just forget it. And you go, oh, wow, I'm fine not taking my medication. And then you remember, it's like, oh, I have to take my medication. And then it's like, well, I'm fine. So don't make it a habit just to take it, because again, those are all mental states, not your body doesn't need that. Does that make sense to you, hon?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Pay attention to your, again, that area, your liver, your gallbladder, that whole upper area for you. Food. Food is medicine as well. So watch your, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't have liquor, but it doesn't mix well with medicines. And then also sugars. It's the sugar alcohol that messes you up on. So start taking organic sugars, like monk fruit, those kind of things, rather than, what's in Coke and stuff. So genetically modified sugars, not good for you, huh? So this is where you initially have to say, force yourself to take care of yourself. But once you do, it allows you to really go, I am worthy, because you're in that space anyway. You are worthy. And then you go, yeah, I am worthy. And then it becomes a habit for you of self-worth. And then leaving your medications behind that you really don't need anymore, because that perpetuates mental instability, by the way. So there we go. So you're in a good place. As you peel off, literally your old self is dying. You got to leave that behind. Your old self is here, your new self is here, but you want to take your old self with, and you can't. So it'll feel like a death space for you again. Or you might have gone through it already. So either way, I don't know if it seems like you might have gone through it already, but again, you're on the other side, or you will be on the other side very shortly, especially after this session. And then you're really good to go, right? Just don't go back to your old self. And again, like you said, watch your mental, how you talk to yourself or how you talk to others. You're more confident than ever, though, when you're talking right now. So nice job. Okay. You look very, very different, by the way. So frequency-wise, and physically as well. We'll go to Kitty and then Sandra.
Hi, Moss.
Hey, Kitty, how are you, hon?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. 1, 2, 3. Anything special you want to work on? Are you moving or something, or what?
I am for the summer. I signed a summer lease as part of kind of like a switch my reference points up.
Oh,
so
perfect.
I guess first I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. I've been with you for almost 1.5 years now, and it's been extremely life-changing.
Yeah.
I've done Drive to Success and some privates with you. I feel whole. I never felt like that before. So thank you.
You're so welcome, man. So happy. So proud of you.
Thanks. Wow. What you talked about with Ashley and Summer, some of their things, that's totally come in. I'm doing Healing Mastery with you, so I'd love to kind of see where that's going. I have a podcast that I recently launched about being a medium And those are
Okay.
like recent abilities that I came into. And it's
Mhm.
basically extraordinary stories of everyday ordinaries of our connection to life beyond Earth. So it's
Okay.
exploring everyday people's abilities. And it's like a spiritual journey. So
Got
I've
it.
done all the spiritual stuff. I've been a successful executive, and I've done, had the money, not had the money, done the spiritual
Mhm.
journey,
Yeah.
like all. And yeah, so I'm here to just kind of see what's next. You said recently that I'm going to be journeying, and that's true.
Mhm.
Um, you used to say that like men would break me, and I think that's done.
Yes. So even when you're just going on a summer, so you're just going to go somewhere for the summer and then come back.
Part of it is like I'm going to use what I have my condo to rent out and make some money to pay off debt, so abundance. And
Good.
part of it is work related and just a change of pace. And so I've rented a furnished place for the summer, and I'm going to rent out my place.
Perfect. Yeah, that's beautiful. So take a breath in, hon. And again, just working on you as we've been speaking, especially your lower back. So for you, Kitty, one, when you go and move into this new place, you'll create a whole new identity of yourself. So I don't know if summer's still on, but this would be great for summer. Again, just kind of move somewhere else. But anyway, so when you create a whole new identity of yourself, it makes it easier when you're in a new place, right? You have new people around you, your experiences are different and so on like that. So when you're in that place or when you move, kind of note, it's like, okay, what kind of person would I like to be like? And then just morph into that. And then when you move, you want to again physically imagine that you're leaving your old identity behind. Okay, just for the summer.
Yeah. And I want to keep what I'm bringing in. So
Yep.
something that we've talked about is we did a journey, a reprogramming journey
Yes.
not long ago when I was in space. And you said I need to manifest, I need to bring things down here. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So I've been really working
Yeah.
on being here
Mhm.
and not being in the stars.
Yes.
And I want to keep what I'm bringing in.
Right. So so when I say you're leaving stuff behind, you're leaving your identity of having to escape your body.
Okay.
If that makes sense to you.
It does.
And you're actually
100%.
stepping in. So when you go into that new place, that furnished place, even if it's for the summer, what'll happen for you is that you'll feel like you're in your body, well furnished and so on. It's like, wow, this is really cool. I love my body and so on. So again, you're beautiful and all that, but it'll allow you to like really establish who you are, really embrace who you are,
Okay.
come into a sense of being, which is really fantastic for you. And then when you come back home, things will be very, very different for you. You'll be a whole different person, and you can confirm because there is a sense of security for you. When you come back home, you'll see how you used to be, and then you go, yeah, you know what? I don't need my old self anymore. And this is where you exit it. This is where you leave your old self behind completely. Okay.
So one thing to clean up, because this is
Mhm.
just kind of hilarious, but also this is the way it works, as we know. So
Mhm.
the place that I leased, actually somebody passed in. So right before
Okay.
I signed the lease, they have to disclose that. And so I want to make sure that that's not person or whatever is going to move on and not going to be in me or any of that stuff that we talk about.
Yeah. It's interesting because I was cleaning the place up for you
Thank you.
to house your to house your new identity. So literally when you step into that place, it's like you morph into your identity of who you are.
Okay.
So I was cleaning that up. I didn't know anybody had died, which is actually really good because I didn't
Good.
pick up that. So that place is clean. And when people die, they should literally leave it. Like when you check into a hotel room, right? It's brand new. All the when you check in, everything's clean. Does that
It
make sense?
felt clean when I walked in there, but I
Yeah.
also wasn't surprised.
Yep.
Let's just put it that way. But it felt clean when I first saw it. So I didn't, and I mean, like I said, I have abilities. They're not perfect, but yeah,
No,
I
they're
didn't
good.
feel anything icky when I went in.
No, yeah, I think you've kind of cleaned it out yourself
Okay.
as well, which is really nice. So that's good affirmation. You probably, it seems like you helped that person as well, crossover. So again, when people die, they should just leave the space clean. Most people leave all their garbage behind. So that's nice. So just give me 1 second here. And as far as channeling and so on like that, you'll start to see that you might not need to channel other than channeling your higher version of who you are. You're transitioning that way as well. Okay. It's a nice place to be.
Thank you. Anything you can do for my mom is also helpful. I don't know how close she is to transitioning, but her health is starting to go down and she's very used to being the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. It's again, so what you've done, it's allowed her to clean up properly.
Yes.
So
Yes.
she won't leave a residue in her space, nor you. So, yeah. Yeah. And then when she does transition, whenever that is, it's just like quick. It's not like long and drawn out. So it's euphoric or beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
Nice job.
Thank you. Thanks.
You're so welcome. Huh? We'll go to Sandra and then to Nick. Hey, Sandra, how are you?
Good. How are you, Matt?
Doing really well. Anything special you want to work on, like depression or whatever?
Whatever you see, and then I might have a few questions.
Okay. Do you attract people who are kind of like depressed or not completely there?
Probably.
Is there people in your family that has like depression or I want to say almost suicidal type patterns?
Not, I mean, not clinically that we know of. I know
Okay.
we've spoken, I've been with you for many years. I mean, it could
Mhm.
be on my husband's side, I don't know. And both of my parents passed almost the past 2 years, both of cancer, young,
Oh, okay. So that could
61
be,
and 71. Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty young actually. So it's that I don't know. Kind of a strange death, basically, or not wanting to be here. So just that, and just to clean that space up, where you don't attract people in your life, because again, you're a strong anchor, and then you might attract people who are in trouble or troubled. Does that make sense for
Mhm.
you?
That does make sense, yes.
Okay, so it could be just somebody, and it could be just like not a close friend or even not a family member, but just an associate that needs help. I don't know. What do you do,
Mhm.
by the way?
Real estate. I'm a realtor.
Oh, okay. So sometimes realtors, they'll pick up stuff from the house or the people that they're showing the house for.
Mhm.
So let's clean that up for you. So, because it didn't, yeah, it didn't feel like family or anything, but it's because it's something new. It's not like I don't see, but I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you've never mentioned that, yeah, particularly towards me.
Yep. Yeah. So there might be a client that you have that's trying to find a house that might be like suicidal or might have suicidal tendencies, by the way. So you want to watch out for that. Okay.
Mhm.
This is also where maybe back in the day, you really had to say protect your space to be you, or you'd be more independent or more of a loner type, but you really don't need to be that. You can be in a crowd and dominate the crowd. So that's the transition that I see you going into. Does that make sense for you?
It does, yes. Part of my question was that I wanted you to work on health and wealth and health prosper in real estate. I do have several listings that are kind of just stale. I don't know if that's part of what you were seeing and if something is around just not allowing those to happen.
Oh, okay. Got it. It makes sense now.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this one house that should sell, maybe, but then it's just something weird about it. Somebody might have committed suicide, or that family might have been suicidal. So those kind of frequencies. Let's clean that house up and we'll see what happens. So you have an ability to literally walk in and clean the house up. And again, I don't know if you're on the healing mastery, but that would be good for you, even if you're a realtor. But cleaning the house up, resetting it. So we can do that with all your properties, by the way. How's that
Just
sound?
some are commercial. Yeah, some are commercial. I do commercial as well, so commercial properties.
Yeah, even the commercial properties, there's that staleness, maybe especially say a defunct business, those kind of things. So it's not about like fixing or healing you, or obviously you're going to get grander. You're going to be a bigger version, a better version of you as you become expansive. So what I see for you, and well, is there a specific reason why you had this session, or is it more of a subconscious level? It's like, I need a session.
It's more, yes. I mean, I needed to check in, and then I wanted to, just because of our parents just passing,
Got it.
so quickly, so soon. I also have my brother has some. You've worked on him before. He has some health stuff, so I just want to make sure health, and we like to prosper with what we have. We'd like to try and enjoy our lives and not work so hard because our parents worked so hard.
Yep.
So I like to our RV around the US and take my kids out of school and homeschool them. So I guess was part of my call. I like to, we've been with you for several years, so I like to think I'm ready to prosper in that way.
You absolutely are, especially with your parents passing and so on. So again, you actually had this session because it's like you're asking me, is like, hey, is it okay to step into my new life? And this is where you take back control. This is where you say dominate your space in a good way, in a nurturing way. Okay. This is where your abilities come in. And yes, it's okay for you to step in. You're ready. You're good to go. Sometimes people just need that little push, or going, hey, you're checked off. You're good to go. Take a breath in again, hon. So when you go into those houses or even business, you'll see a freshness in there, or a newness, which is really cool. So notice how that works, and this will help you become successful in real estate, because you can sell difficult homes. Because a lot of times it might not be the, attributes of the home, but the frequency of the home, because people can pick it up even unknowingly. So, and then you can recreate that on your own, by the way, or clean out the space on your own. Yep. Take a breath in, hon. And then you'll actually go into a new, like RVing. You'll step away from your old self. And then when you go, traveling with your kids and so on, it creates this really strong family bond. And that's the beginning of your new journey together. And it really creates a very strong family nuclei. Yeah. So, and that's what you wanted. So that's all there for you.
That's exactly what I want. Yes. And then to help my brother and my sister, because I'm the oldest. So I like us all to be able to travel and enjoy life.
Yep. So your brother and sister, again, you're not going to be, in the past, you would have forsaked your life to help them, but now you're still helping them by allowing them to falter, and then they'll wake up and they'll go, gosh, I can do what, she did, and then they'll copy your patterns. And then this is where it helps your brother quite a bit. Your sister, a little more difficult, but your brother, it's like, wow, Sandra did it. I can do it too. So it gives them a pathway to open up. Okay. It's a nice place to be. Congratulations. Move forward. Don't look back.
Thank you very much.
So welcome. Nice job. We'll go to Nick and then to Lori.
Hey, Moss.
Hey, Nick. Hey, buddy.
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing really well. Thanks. Wow. Just knowing you, personally, you've made so many changes. But anything specific that you want to work on?
No, just whatever you see. Seems like finally I'm kind of clearing out like that heaviness and just all the issues to really step forward like fully into my life. So,
Yeah. Yep. And that's basically what I was saying is like it's a time, it's a moment where you when people go to college, they leave their house and then its whole new identity shows up, in college. That makes
yeah.
sense. So
Yeah,
basically, you're leaving your old self completely behind and just starting fresh. You're not taking anything new, I mean anything old with you. You already have it's like you've had two identities, and now it's like, you know what? I don't need this identity anymore.
for sure. Yeah.
So now you're just stepping in, and I think the old identity was kind of like an extra parachute that you wanted as, say, safety or security. Does that make sense? Or you just didn't know how to let it go?
Yeah,
Or
mostly I just didn't know how to let it go. Yeah. I feel like
yeah,
it was just like so ingrained into me that when I'd like engage to try to move forward,
yeah,
that was like what would come in. And I feel like just because of like my childhood, I really didn't even have like programming to rely on to like move forward with my life. There were so many missing pieces, so I didn't know
yeah.
how to just like kind of allow it to come in.
Mhm.
So I kept kind of, yeah, kept leaning on like what I knew, which was the old.
Yep. So this is going to feel really different for you. Again, kind of like a clean slate. You might stumble a bit, and so on, because you can't reference the old version of yourself because that would be gone, for you. Your old identities, old experiences will get reformatted into your new version of self. Uh, and this is also, obviously you age differently. You're not going to age like your parents or society as a whole. So
Awesome.
take a breath in. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I think you were ready a while back, but you just, like you said, you just didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, yep, that's very true for sure.
um, notice your chest. Imagine you're in a house or an apartment. What shows up?
House.
Perfect. In the past, it would have been an apartment, and an apartment is you start to morph into basically the other people in the building. That makes sense for you,
Yeah,
even if you think you're different. So I'm glad you said it as a house because now you're your own independent self. That makes sense. But the house is an older version of you, and this is where you're going to go into a new house. Okay, so that's your trajectory.
awesome.
Okay. So again, imagine that you're in this house. It's time to move. Okay. And you're going to walk through the house one last time. And you know that you're never going to come back to this house again. You either sold it or it's going to get demolished, whatever it is. Again, the key is that you're not going to go back. So as you go through the house, like we always do, we check it one more time. Breath in. There you go. So tell me when you're ready to exit or when you're at the front door.
I'm ready.
That was fast. Perfect.
Yeah, don't really even need to walk around that house. I know it well enough.
Perfect. And you don't need to, again, did I forget something? Because again, you don't need anything. You're going to
Yeah,
leave
no,
everything
nothing.
behind.
Yeah,
So in the corner by the door, there's a new outfit for you because you don't want to even take your old identity with, like
yep,
your old clothes with. So look at that outfit, see what it looks like for you. Again, it's just a new image for you. Okay.
yeah.
Take a breath in. Go. So you take everything off, put the new outfit on, and tell me when you're ready to Open that door.
I'm ready.
All right. There we go. You reach out. Opening that doorknob or door handle. Again, notice the coolness of the metal. Is it a brass handle, silver, whatever? Again, notice all those details, and then you open the door. How easy is it for you to open that door?
Easy.
Perfect. You step out. You turn around, and you pull the handle behind, and you make sure it's locked. Oh, and then you check your, well, obviously you got a new outfit, so there's no keys or anything because you didn't even bring your wallet. You just left the whole identity, credit cards, all those things behind.
Nice.
Breath in. So total identity. And you walk away. How does that feel for you?
Good. Feels really good.
Okay. And then you look back. How far away are you from the house?
A ways away already.
That's even beautiful. That's even more. So again, transcending space and time and into your new version. So this, sometimes people lose their wallets and so on like that. Again, it's just a sign that, you know, everything needs to get refreshed for you. So just kind of watch out. It's just a sign. Okay. Or you might lose things. Again, it's a sign of your new self. And then you get like new credit cards, for example, right? It's just like a fresh start. Those kind of patterns. You will probably, I don't know, get a different haircut, whatever it is, but you're just going to be different. Okay, buddy?
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. I feel like a little bit of like residue on my right side. And like that's kind of seems like where like usually that old just kind of like comes in and almost takes me over. Is that just like something that'll kind of fade?
Yeah, there's no more residue, but you know, if you've been that way for so long, that makes sense for you. If you've been that way for so long, you might just feel that, but it's just stuff that area for you is literally an exit point, not an entry point.
Okay.
So any residue that you have inside you, again, it leaves you.
Okay. Perfect.
Does that make sense? So it's
Yeah.
all an exit.
Okay.
So,
perfect.
just one note. Sometimes people will push into you and you'll feel that space. It's like, oh, no,
Yeah.
it's not an entry point. And then you push them back and it solidifies you more.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's definitely usually where people try to enter me. So
Yep. Nice job.
sweet. Thanks, Moss. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Good.
You bet, buddy. Yeah, nice seeing you as well. Go to Lori and then Dorothea. Hello?
Hi, Moss. How are you?
I'm doing really well. How are you, hon?
Good. It's exciting to be here. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Wow,
I was-
you're getting a lot out of this session. You're learning a lot.
I feel that's true. Yeah.
You're becoming an observer of other people's patterns. Are you in the healing mastery or
No, I wanted to and I couldn't make it this time, but I'm definitely going to do it the next time you
Okay.
offer it.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. Anyway, you're learning with the healing mastery group, by the way. There's people that can do that, which is good. So even if you missed it physically, you're still learning, so to speak, which is good. So take a breath in. So again, the key is that you're an observer. You're starting to see other people's patterns, which allows you to see your patterns. Do you have a partner, by the way?
I just started dating someone a couple of months ago.
Okay, perfect. So this is a great learning experience for you as your new self, not your old self. So if you get into situations, things that you might be questioning the relationship on and all that stuff, you know, you start to go, say like you don't like something, is like, oh, okay, there's still a pattern in me that's allowing this to happen. Right? So and you said just a few months ago, see, nice person. Yeah, seems like a nice person. A great learning experience, and then it could turn into a long-term relationship from what I'm seeing. So anyway, this is where you can say mold that relationship into a better version. Most people mold it into their weak version of who they are. But you can allow this relationship to have you blossom from it.
Oh, beautiful. That's new for me, so that's great.
Yeah, it's very new for you. So again, some of the things that you need to watch out for, if you start to see yourself falling into old patterns, or it's like, oh, wow, this is just like my last relationship, even if it's a good pattern that you had, okay, it's your last relationship. So you want to just take that pattern, not the experience of the last relationship with. So you really have to be, say, consciously mindful. This is where take a breath in. This is where mental or XI psychology really comes into play. So watch your words, watch how you speak. You might want to record yourself on some conversations and then play it back, to see what you said, what he said, and so on like that. So, and then you'll go, oh, okay, I'm talking like that. And then it literally changes the way you speak to yourself, and then the mind, how you speak to yourself in the mind as well.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Do you have specific questions, hon?
I feel like something, either some abilities or something creative is trying to come through. I'm just curious if you could guide me around that, if you see that as well.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier, hon. That's why I asked you if you're in the healing mastery, because your abilities are like coming into yourself. So as you come in, as you become a stronger identity of self, hon, your intuitive abilities will like start to blossom. And again, take a breath in. So what that means for you is that you can read people, you can sense what they're like. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to cultivate. Like, I feel like I need to cultivate it more, and I'm not quite sure like how or which direction to go.
Yep, that's what I'm helping you with now. Again, creating more solidness in yourself. This is where again, it's key for that psychology, your mental state, to be congruent, because that's how you can mentally focus. Otherwise, it's outside of you. That makes sense. Your abilities are outside of you. But when you have mental congruency, then you start to, say, control your abilities.
Okay, that makes sense. Just one quick question. Do
Mhm.
you see anything in I was dealing with SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Do you see that thing?
It's like on its way out for you. Oh yeah. So your whole body will start to shift and change. You don't need to age like your parents. That's another thing. Again, everything will shift for you at this stage. Like you look in the mirror and you'll see, I don't know, maybe an aunt of yours or something, or a great aunt of yours, like when you look into your eyes. So I don't know if you look like an aunt, it feels like you might look like somebody of the past. So you look at them and it's like, oh gosh, that's not my eyes, or you look at your hands and you go, well, that's not my hands, because I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it's like you're connecting, or you moving away and making your hands your hands, not somebody that you inherited. Your hands can be fine. I'm sure you've got beautiful hands, but it's not the point. It's that it's somebody else's hands that you've, say, copied. Does that make sense? So what you're doing is you're making everything that you are yours, you, with no genetic attachments. That's what nature does, by the way. So you're learning from the past, taking the best from it, and creating you. No memories of the past. A lot like Ashley, our first caller. She was like that, just totally new. Okay. So you're coming into that. Sometimes it might be a little daunting for you, just as a note, because it's like, gosh, I'm losing my memory. And so you're really not losing your memory. You're just pushing those things out of your current self. And then again, archiving them for you. Okay.
Right.
It's a
Thank you
nice
so
place
much,
to be.
Ross. Thank you.
Really nice. Really impressed on. Nice job. You're just welcome. We'll go to Dorothea and then Natasha.
Hi, Mas.
Hey, how are you, hon?
Well, feeling good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like you've got us. You're starting to feel like you've got a second chance on life, which you do, by the way. Does that make sense?
Yes. Makes sense. I'm feeling really good, but my blood values says bad.
Your what values?
My blood.
Your blood?
My blood.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I was last week by my dog, and kidneys are not so good. It's gotten really bad, and
okay. So take a breath in, hon.
then I have thoughts and now struggle with brainstorm and what I should do, and the first at I'm here is that I would like you work on my husband.
No. No, we need to work on you, hon.
Okay.
Because you're always submitting yourself or being subservient. A lot of your issues, again, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, are not even yours. They're literally like your kidney issues, your blood issues, and so on. That's from your mom, or your dad kind of feels feminine to me. So it could be your dad's side. But yeah, so they had the blood issues. So you're kind of like a burden taker for people. You're a burden taker for your husband.
Yes.
So that's why I'm not gonna, yes, I'll work on him to separate the two of you. So you're not like, well, I'm going to suffer. I'm suffering, but you know what? You work on that person because they're more important. That kind of pattern is not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not good for other people. If that makes sense to you.
Yes. He detoxed hard from the witch frequencies, and he cannot breathe. And whenever he wants to go his own way, comes suddenly that short breath.
Yeah,
and
I can see that. Yeah. So when you talk about him, you literally absorb his frequencies into you, hon.
Oh.
And then you talk about him.
Yes.
Do you see how that worked? I don't know if others saw that, but people like watching Healing Mastery, people especially, you literally absorb. So when you're talking or caring for somebody, hon, you literally pull them into your body, and then do you notice that you feel what's going on with them, and then you explain it to me. Does that make sense for you? This is why he's got blood clots and things of that nature that I see he has. You'll start to have blood issues and so on, which isn't good. Okay. So, and then the issues that you had, the origins of your genetics, again, from a mom or your dad or your grandmother or grandfather, either way, it doesn't really matter. But again, so what I'm doing for you, hon, is just pushing all those people away. So you might, and actually people are noting. So that they saw that. So nice job, guys. Nice job. So again, the key is that your issues, especially when you were a child, you literally absorb mom's pattern or dad's pattern for you, a feminine frequency. And you go, oh, as I age, I'm going to have this issue and this issue and this issue. And that's how people age. So you're not the only ones. So take a breath in, hon. Can we just release all that from you, hon? So you are just you, and you'll just see that, a lot of your healing or a lot of your issues that you have will probably just disappear.
Wow.
Yeah. And maybe this is where you go to the doctors and they go, we really can't find, you know what I mean? Something severe. So take a breath in. Notice your spine, hon. Notice your bones, your skeletal system, especially like your hips.
Oh yeah. There's pain in the left hip and
Yes.
groin area.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no worries, hon. That's not you. Literally, it's somebody else's pain, and maybe a grandma or something like that you used to observe. And you go, oh, grandma, oh, I guess I'm going to age like that. You really don't have to, hon. So you've kind of set yourself up to age like your predecessors. Breath in. Let's separate you and your husband as well. At first, your husband might get a little shaky, but then it allows him to support himself.
Yes.
And then as you're a stronger person, think of it this way, hon. Just take a breath in, hon. Let's forget the logic. Your boat is fine. Okay. And then your husband, he's got his boat that he's on, but his boat has holes in it. And then what you do is like, well, if my husband's boat has holes in it, I should put holes in my boat. Is that a smart thing to do? Well, it's not very safe for you. Okay, honey? So take a breath in. It's easier to go, hey, you know what? My boat doesn't have holes in it. I can support you. I'm not going to hold on to you, but I'll show you how to fix the holes so you can heal yourself. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then there's we have to move on, but there's 4 supplements. If you go to XI with Masajati on Telegram, or if somebody could just post it, if the team can just post that with nanokinase.
Nanokinase.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be really good for your husband, the physical things. Okay, hon?
Yes. Okay.
Because he needs to clean that out. He might have gotten
Wow.
COVID or the vaccine or whatever.
Yes, vaccinated are we both, and it's
Yep.
not good.
It's not good. Nope. It just accelerates all the things that I talked about. So again, frequency wise, I helped you clean up specifically.
Yeah.
It's your husband's choice, but then you would have to take those supplements just to clean your system up, your blood out, and so on like that, so you don't get clotted. Okay.
Could
hon?
I ask a question quickly?
Quickly, sure.
Could you see heavy metals in my system?
Yeah, it's not normal heavy metals that I see in people. It's kind of weird, but people who are vaccinated, because metals they have carbon, they're like organic. It sounds kind of weird, but metals are organic types, like rust, like iron rust and so on like that. So this is some kind of, yes. So yes, there's heavy metals, but it's just like a foreign type, probably from the vaccines, unfortunately.
Oh.
So again, the team could just give you a list of those 5 supplements for you. Okay.
Oh yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Again, I'm not a doctor, but take a look at it, see if it's beneficial for you.
Yes,
but you do
thank
need
you.
a cleansing. You're so
I
welcome.
understand.
Yeah. We'll go to Natasha and then to Selma. Hey, Natasha. You'd have to unmute yourself on.
There we go. Hi, Mas. Good to see you again.
Nice seeing you, hon. Anything special you want to work on?
So I'd like to please bring my 2 sons in, as I always do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've had quite a interesting time with my health. I feel like I've had a death experience. I was on a couple of occasions just collapsing in shopping centers where I felt like my whole life force was being sucked out of me.
Yeah.
But I've also had to have a heart operation about 3 weeks ago. So I'm still recovering from that, but
Okay.
I don't know if you could just work on that, please.
Yes. So, so one, just to make sure, did you take the vaccine or?
No,
Oh, good.
no.
Did you get COVID?
Yes.
Okay. So to me, the COVID and the vaccine are kind of similar. They come, no offense, but they come from the same manufacturer. So anyway, outside of that, unfortunately. So take a breath in. So and then two, it seems like does your dad have heart issues? Or who has
Not,
heart issues?
no one in my family has heart issues that we know of. Just me.
No, it might not be heart issues, but um, take a breath in, hon. Just notice your heart, your arteries and veins. Okay. Who had breathing problems? I see somebody with breathing problems or a tightening of the chest.
That's me. I literally go into these spaces where I can't breathe.
Okay, got it.
I think I'm dying.
Yes. So take it. Just notice your chest area, hon. Again, not a doctor, but let's just help you awaken to your natural healing abilities. And then whatever you're doing, medications or supplements, the supplements that I suggested for Dorothea would be good for you as well. Okay. There is an attachment to you that I'm sensing, a masculine frequency that had heart issues that felt like they were dying or they did die. So, oh, seems like your grandfather just died. Like he just like woke up one day and just like he's walking around and then all of a sudden he's just dead. That kind of somebody in your family, that pattern is in you. So you might want to check your family history. It's like they're fine and everything, and then all of a sudden it's just like boom, they're gone. That kind of pattern. So that's your genetic makeup. You got that. And then when you get COVID, it just accelerates that pattern for you. So did that make sense for you?
Mm.
Okay. So you just don't have heart issues, huh? Genetically, that would be impossible just for you to have heart issues. You would have had the surroundings to give you the heart issues. So let's just move that around. And I say that because it's like you blame yourself for a lot of things. You blame yourself for your kids' issues, your husband's issues. That's a whole thing of its own that will clear up as well. Was that clear for you? Was that resonate with you, hon? So no matter what happens, it's like, nope, this is all my problem. I did it.
Yeah.
And again, maybe back in the day when you were younger, it's like you were the pivotal cause of anybody who had problems.
Mm.
That's not true. It's just not true at all. There's not even an ounce of truth in that. So can we let that go for you? Okay. Because that's a heavy, heavy, heavy burden. And then your sons, your kids and your husband, they don't want to do that to you. They don't want you to take their burdens, by the way, especially as I've worked on your two sons. It's like, no, mom, it's like, we can't do that. So they might be like pulling away from you. But that's a good thing because they don't want you to absorb their problems and make it yours. And then you blame yourself for it. Okay. That makes sense for you?
Yeah.
Take a breath in. There we go. So in your like veins and arteries, hon, there's yeah. You need those supplements just to clean stuff out. As you're aging, what happens from what I'm seeing, and again, I could be way off, your arteries and your veins start to literally like compress or shrink, what they might call hardening of the arteries. Okay. Do you have pain in your legs, by the way, your calves and all that?
No.
Okay. Take a breath in. So I kind of see like cloggage in your arteries and veins, or capillaries, which is just tinier arteries and veins. Especially the ones that go through your neck into your head area. This is where you just like pass out, by the way. So sugars aren't really good for you, genetically modified sugars. So watch out. Anything with corn syrup, maltodextrin, and so on, like that, for anybody, even if you don't have symptoms, it's not good for you. It just destroys you, and it hardens your arteries. So you really want to watch out for that. These are all suggestions, by the way. Okay. Where do you live, hon? Are you in the US or
South Africa.
South Africa? Oh, okay. I don't know if they have like American-made products, but stay away from American-made products. It's just garbage. It's not food. So take a breath in, hon, and then just as we finalize, the good thing about it all, hon, okay, there's a light for you, is that was all the things that I said was about your old self. Okay. You are peeling another identity, your new self that doesn't have those problems. So what'll happen, or what has happened for you, all these problems are coming up for you to go, I don't want that. And you're at that stage. You just don't want it. And then you literally separate yourself and then create a new dimension of self here. So what I was doing is just peeling all those things away that you thought was you, and just creating a new version of yourself. That makes sense for you? So you might just feel blank, or you might feel useless, because your version of health was literally people blame you, and then you have something to concentrate on. So that's why you'll feel blank or useless. And then you'll go, well, I don't need anything like that. I just want to be me. And this is where your health takes a positive turn.
Thank you.
So welcome. Just removing the blame portion is huge for you, hon. We'll go to Selma.
Hi, Namas.
Hey, hon. How are you?
Great. Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, is there anything special?
Just whatever comes up, and I might have few questions, but let's see.
Yeah. We were on some kind of yacht thing, weren't we?
Yes, we were jumping together. It was Miami. Heal yourself, heal the world.
Miami. Yeah, it was Miami. That's what it was. I was forgetting where was that in the world. That was fun.
Yeah,
we'll have to do that again. So anyway, take a breath in. So anything special that you want to work on?
I do feel much stable from the inside, definitely. And I know it's on me right now to take action to make this outside thing happen, like finances, that, things like that. So whatever comes up.
Are you seeing anybody right now?
Yes, that's kind of pretty new thing. I'm thinking if it's learning experience or the part of confirming deletions. I kind of feel a little bit probably stuck to step into the new identity.
Yeah, so take a breath in. So what I see you, and again, you're pretty and all that, but there's just this manly frequency just right around your neck. It's like you have a masculine neck, although physically you don't. But frequency wise, it's like, why does her neck feel like a thick masculine person? And just wondering out of curiosity, does this person that you're dating, do they have this neck issue, or?
Yes, I think so. Like just as I'm aware that tightness or tight net.
Yeah. So it's his stuff wrapping around you. So that relationship will probably like choke you as you go on with it. So and you kind of know that already. How long have you been?
It's been kind of on and off, but probably since the beginning of this year, it's kind of more solidifying or something.
Okay. And it's not necessarily him, although it is, but take a breath in, hon. So the physical, say, imprisonment, let's just call it that, okay? Because that's what it feels like. It's like having, it's like whatever the chains around your neck. Literally, that's what it basically is. But the thing is that you moved all that out, but then in this relationship, it's for you to go, oh, what is it in me still that's allowing this to happen? Okay. So you're clean, you're fresh, by the way, but still you're allowing other people, not just him. So can we remove that pattern and other complementary patterns that allow that?
Oh, yes, please.
Whether it's handcuffs around the neck, or, around the arm, hands, or like the feet. There we go.
I feel like it's maybe the same pattern as with my mother, because I've been trying to disconnect from her for a while, and it got better. But it kind of still, that control is still kind of, still feel it.
Yeah. So Selma, it's not that this pattern is new for you, hon. It's just that you're coming to a higher level of self, and you're seeing that you've done a great job clearing this pattern, say levels from 0 to 5. Okay. But as you go to this next level, you have to clean it from, say, 5 to 10 layers deep. So it's literally way, deeper generational patterns that you have that you're cleaning out, not just the surface layer patterns. Okay. Although sometimes people at this stage, they might go, oh, the thing that I cleaned up, I'm revisiting that, or I'm reclaiming, and you're not. You're just, you're just cleaning out deeper layers, which is really good. This is where you don't age, like your parents or society does. This is where you also, like, you seem like you're going to get younger as well. So, and stay younger. I don't know how old you are, but you're going to, have the youthful look longer. So all those things are going to change for you. Did somebody pass away, by the way, recently?
Recently,
Within the past year or 5 months?
Kind of, I guess, a lot of people around me, but not somebody like very close. Just a few months ago, my friend from a high school that was kind of reminding me of my, I guess, trauma, because my sister died years ago, and my father, so I did have a lot of that.
Yeah, so can we clean that up? I was picking up your sister. So yeah, but anyway, so this friend could have been like your sister or something similar to you. But let's move your sister on, because like I said, these are very deep layer patterns that you're disconnecting. So that's why these deaths show for you. And that's why you're experiencing the deaths. Breath in again, hon. Just notice the back of your ribs. It also seems that as you age, you seem to be the type that shrinks. So if you look in your family, they get shorter as they age, and then they might have like more fragile bone structure as you all age. You don't have to have that. So, okay. There we go. Very nice. So this relationship, take it day by day. And again, when you're connecting with that person, go, okay, what patterns is it in me that I need to release? You don't even have to know the patterns, but just what negative patterns is it in me that's not in this relationship, what patterns is it in me that that is accentuated by this relationship that I need to release, and then you can move on. Okay.
Okay. Can I quickly just ask if there's anything else significant around my health that I need to put more attention to, and also the apartment I currently live in, because I feel like some shift is coming regarding the place I live, but I don't see it clearly yet. I've been in New York kind of by default after divorce, so it's all starting to be a little off.
Got it. Yeah. So you, well, as far as the health, that's what I was talking about. You're not going to age like your parents, or you're just going to age younger. Very, very different. So, and then you might move or whatever that might be, but 1, 2, 3, that'd be in about 3 months or so, from what I'm seeing. Because when you create a whole different identity of who you are, and then you move.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Very much. Yes.
Yeah, you're
Thank
so
you.
welcome. Very nice. It's a nice place to be. Again, a lot of you, by the way, that we did the impact sessions, you're going to the next level of self. This next level of self might be a little harder for you all, which is okay, because again, with more power becomes is more responsibility, right? So that's the level that you're getting to. Nice job, guys. Very nice. So, all right, I'm just reading some of the comments. This is really nice. I'm just so glad to have been introduced to XI. Game changed for sure on all levels. Awesome, guys. So hopefully, again, you all were being worked on as we spoke, especially if you have a similar pattern as the people being worked on. All right, guys, thanks for being here. If you're in the US, go ahead, go out and enjoy yourself. And then notice what you notice. And if you're not liking what you notice, change. All right. Peace. Oh, we have mental health. That's coming up at the end of the month. So that's coming up for y'all as well. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Peace.